Hi guys, welcome to this week's Fat Loss Friday. Today, we're going to be talking about the C word. It's calories, guys. Don't freak out. Calories. We talked about it last week and I want to talk about it a little bit more today. But more importantly, I want to talk about the idea that you can lose fat, weight, right? That you can lose fat whilst not counting calories. Like, how does this happen? If we've been told this is the way to do it, how can we lose weight successfully and keep it off without counting calories? So one of the things to remember is that when we look at a fat loss strategy, we are not looking at calories, right? Sure, we can certainly work out how many calories we're eating, but I ask all my clients to not do that. I ask my clients to start think about each meal, each snack, and think about the way they're composing that meal, right? So protein, starches, like your carbohydrates, fibers, things like your high fiber vegetables, and then also looking at water content of your fruits over sugar, and then also looking at fats as well and the different types of fat. So really we're looking at, yes, I guess we're looking at the macronutrients, but we're also looking at how you compose that meal, right? So we're not looking at calories, we're not looking at grams of the type of food, we're looking at grams of, say, fiber content. Now, yes, in the strategy, there of course is some kind of guideline, because whether we're a rule follower or a rule breaker, we like some kind of structure, right? We need to know kind of what to do. But the two most important things for fat loss is actually a lower caloric intake than what we're needing, right? Of course. And also a balanced metabolism, which is why when it comes to creating fat loss friendly meals, they need to be composed in a certain way. Now, part of that is personal preference, but there also needs to be an element of eating the foods that are more nutritious for your body, the foods that your body knows kind of how to break down, what to do, right? Because a lot of processed foods, your body doesn't really know what to do with them. So it's really important to remember, whilst I talk about not counting calories, I am not over here eating donuts and pastries and pizza and all that kind of stuff, right? I eat the real foods. I eat real fat. I eat chicken with the skin on. I eat whole eggs. I balance it out. So yes, I eat those things, but I also eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of salads, a lot of high fiber, low starch vegetables, and I also eat a lot of high water, low sugar content fruits. Okay, those also happen to be my favorite fruits, so it's not so much of a bad thing. I drink water. I drink a lot of water. I'm always hydrated. Proof here, right? I don't know. I feel like I need to name this bowl. Name the bowl for me. But it's about what you do to compose the meal versus how many calories, because we talked about this last week on Fat Loss Friday, that not all calories are created equally. So of course, if you are choosing foods that are better for your body, right, nutritionally dense foods that are going to provide you with more nutrition, then those foods are going to keep you more satiated. They are going to feel more satisfying. They're going to keep you full for longer. They're going to help you to stay full. They're going to help you to kind of almost curb the cravings. Now, there are a couple other strategies that I use with my clients to also help do that, but today I want to talk about the composition of your meal. So it isn't about the calories, right? We don't have to worry about the calories. Yes, I've said already at the beginning, you need to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight or fat, right? You can't overeat your calories. You can't eat more than what your body needs on a daily basis or what's required and expect to lose fat. It doesn't work like that. But the calories are such a small part of this process. And because to lose fat and balance your metabolism, as I said, it's about the composition over calories. Now, also what we need to consider with this is a lot of us have spent a long time looking at calories. We can look at a food and we know how many calories it is, right? I've always joked about the fact that from a very young age, I knew there was 25 calories in a peanut. I actually now think about this and I don't even know if that's actually true, but that was what I was told as a kid, and I was like so proud that I knew this information, but it means literally nothing. It has no substance to it at all. But there are plenty of us, like myself, out there who look at a food and know how many calories. So how do you start to get rid of that? So I have a little interesting story. I get my groceries delivered, so I look online on the app at the different foods, and I decided this week I fancied to getting some turkey thigh, like cubed, to have instead of like mince or like ground turkey or having like fillets. So I was looking at the thigh, the turkey thigh, to see. I wanted to look at it to make sure there was no other added ingredients, and there wasn't. It was just turkey. And then I also wanted to look at the protein per serving. And so I went to the nutritional information, and as I scrolled through, I noticed the calories, right? I noticed them. And I scrolled straight past it, and I noticed the fat, and I was like, okay, fine, there's going to be some fat. It's thigh, it's not breast, turkey breast. And I carried on to the protein, and I was very happy with what the protein, I think it was per serving, it was 36 grams of protein, which is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. The fat was about 5 grams. And the calories, I cannot remember what the calories were, but as I scroll past, I noticed them. So how does that happen? Guys, it happens with practice. Guys, it happens with practice, right? I have been practicing ignoring calories for probably close to a year. I've practiced ignoring the calories. I've practiced not counting calories, and I can pretty much hand on heart say that I don't count calories, because instead of counting calories, I listen to my body. Is my body hungry? What do I feel like I need? Do I feel like I need some fruits and vegetables? Right, let's go make a big salad then. Do I feel like I need some starch? Do I feel low energy? Is that because of dehydration? Is it because of food? Is it because I need to just move? Am I just like working and I can't think straight? So there's lots of things to consider. If food is not the problem, then eating is not the answer. So don't always go to food when you're low energy. Right? There is a place for it, but there is a lot of time when it's actually maybe hydration, or maybe you just need to actually get up and move, even if it's just like walking around the office, going up and down the stairs, going for like a 5 or 10 minute walk. So food composition is way more important than calories. You can successfully lose fat without counting calories, guys, because it is about understanding when you are hungry over assuming that you have to eat a certain number. And in my experience, when people count the calories and work it out, they're either horrified because they think they're eating way too much, or they're really fearful because they're not eating enough. So what I would suggest is embrace the strategy. Don't try and look at everything else. Don't try and do too many things. Focus on yourself and stay in your own lane. That's it from me.